Hi, I'm Brenda Dodd, Director of Government Technology here at Xylab. Thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to talk about how advanced technology such as auto-identification and auto-classification can make responding to public records requests more efficient. I'm sure all of you listening know that collecting and disclosing documents through the Freedom of Information Act is challenging. Let's face it, it's a pain. Record-breaking numbers of records requests are being filed. Agencies and organizations have constantly growing backlogs and little to no budget, staff, or technology to help. You all know that disclosing too much exposes your organization and its employees, while disclosing too little can lead to reputational damage, lawsuits, and disgruntled citizens. This puts you between a rock and a hard place. During the review process, identifying and protecting privacy and other sensitive information in your records is incredibly challenging and tedious. But what if the computer could identify such things as email addresses, bank account and social security numbers, or other personal information like telephone numbers, employee ID numbers, or even individual names and home addresses? And what if the computer could then sort, flag, or group those records into easy identifiable categories for you to review? Did you even know that such technology existed? Using Xylab One, I will show you how faster identification of sensitive information takes the place of a risk-filled manual process, resulting in savings of up to 50% or more of your time in responding to open records requests. So let's take a look. As data is being processed during ingestion, Xylab's technology will analyze, extract, and classify information which may be of interest or critical to your review. After having collected the data into Xylab One's review environment, we are now ready to review it. But before we even look at our first document, we can see that a lot of work has already been done. What we're looking at here is a Xylab Facet dashboard. Facets are visualizations of the collected data. They tell the story of your information and give you direct insight into what may or may not be important to you. Facet values, or categories of data, are populated with various information, such as document metadata, or through analytics or enrichment during processing. Though the most popular classification of our public records customer is identifying potentially sensitive or exempt records, Xylab One can categorize or classify documents in a number of other ways, whether it's by custodian, source, or file type, by identifying the people, places, and organizations associated within your data set, or even an analysis of the email conversations and their topics. As you can see, we can even extract information that may be difficult to search for, such as dollar amounts or foreign languages within your records. Having this information readily available provides direct insight into your records and allows you to focus immediately on high-risk areas and take quick and decisive action. For example, in reviewing the email domain facet, I'm now aware of the fact that my dataset contains personal email addresses such as AOL, Hotmail, and Yahoo, which under my state's Open Records Act must be redacted. Without having the benefit of this auto-classification, the only way that I would have known that these personal email addresses existed was if I had come across them during my manual page-by-page review of the documents. Given the fact that this matter has well over 500,000 documents, who knows when or if I would have even stumbled across them during my review. But because the system identified them and brought them to my attention, I can easily review and redact them for disclosure. Another great example would be using analytics to weed out what is not relevant. For example, from the email classification facet, I see documents that have been classified as being related to news and sports, which I suspect are not related to the open records request at hand. By clicking on this in the facet, I can drill down further to see that the majority of these appear to be newsletters, and those newsletters appear to be related to emails from CNN. From here, I can do a quick review, then easily remove these non-relevant documents from my review queue, freeing me up to focus on what is most relevant to the actual request. As I stated previously, the most widely used classification for our FOIA customers is a potentially sensitive classification. Using the potentially sensitive facet, I can quickly identify documents containing PII, or documents that are confidential, that may have come from the attorney's office and be privileged, or, depending on the request, may be sensitive police reports that need to be withheld or redacted. Let's take a look at a few of these examples. Let's assume that I have a records request asking for copies of police reports. Under my state's Open Records Act, information related to individuals under the age of 18 must be redacted from these reports. Under the potentially sensitive facet, I can see that 161 police reports have been collected for review. I can further see that of those, 15 appear to have juvenile information in them. In reviewing the documents, we can see that they are in fact incident reports, and they do pertain to juveniles under the age of 18. I should point out that the highlighting you are seeing is based on keyword highlighting rules that are associated with the analytics used to classify the data. By highlighting the information in the document, the reviewer can easily identify the reasons for the classification. This is just another Xylab 1 feature to enhance your productivity during review. Let's check out another example of how documents have been pre-classified as being potentially sensitive. According to the facet, these documents have been classified as having Social Security numbers. During processing, Xylab technology looks for the pattern commonly associated with a U.S. Social Security number, that being 3-digit, hyphen 2-digit, hyphen 4 digits. Let's take a look at the documents. As you can see, the documents not only have the pattern of a Social Security number, but the number has already been redacted using another powerful Xylab 1 feature, automated redaction, which I will be featuring in another session. While finding the pattern for Social Security numbers is fairly straightforward, we know that each organization's data and what they consider to be sensitive or exempt information can be very different. Some organizations may refer to a number associated with an employee as their employee ID or employee number, while others may use associate ID or associate number. Next, understanding these variances during the implementation process, the Xylab Professional Services team works closely with our clients to understand not only what information is sensitive to them, or in other words, the documents that they find themselves routinely having to redact and/or withhold, but also the context and format in which it is used so that we can tailor the analytics to best serve their needs and workflow, like HR forms, police reports, and tax reports. We recently created an auto-classification rule that helped a client more easily identify potentially privileged correspondence between the mayor and the city's legal counsel. As a result, with the use of data analytics and smart fact-finding technology, our customers have more accurate and thorough results in responding to public records requests, and they're doing so with less effort. With the ever-growing influx of requests, coupled with the vast amounts of data that agencies are required to search and disclose, and the limited resources available, having the right technology in place to automate the review is critical in surviving. Thanks for your time. If you'd like more information on Xylab's FOIA software, please contact me directly or visit us at xylab.com.